How many times have you settled an argument doing this? Rock, paper, scissors? Well, maybe those days of third grade recess are behind you. Dave and Maria, it's been an historic day here at the State House, ending in a monumental decision. Over the years, Sue has rehabilitated dozens of squirrels back into the wild. Don't count on those assistant checks just yet. Town officials say they still have to wait for approval in the town budget. For those working here at the YMCA, it's a dream come true. But you might consider them some of the lucky ones. So I guess that's good news for Anthony, because chances of that happening again are probably slim. While students and teachers here head back to the classroom, police say they're working hard. They want to find out exactly who made these threats and charge whoever is responsible. Outside Hamden High School, Kevin Aries, Q30 News. Well, you know her as the lady behind the cash register in the CAF. She's known for her eccentric personality. But take a closer look and you'll find out she's not crazy, she's just nuts about nature. You're probably not used to these sounds, but then again, you're not a squirrel. But just spend some time with Sue Clark.
Say hi. Say hi.
And of course, her squirrels, and I'm sure you too will get used to it.
Is the sound of warning, warning, cat, cat.
Well, if her personality isn't enough to brighten your day, maybe her story is. She's just a regular person, a part-time cafeteria woman, but a full-time lover of nature. Over the years, Sue has rehabilitated dozens of squirrels back into the wild. But according to Connecticut state law, it's illegal for Sue to be raising these animals in her home. She's not a professional, she's not even licensed. You might say she's breaking the law.
I am not licensed, I am not a vet.
According to the Department of Environmental Protection, only state-licensed rehabilitators can handle distressed wildlife. That's 4 years of training, 3 years apprenticeship, and a state-administered test. But that's not going to stop Clark. She says she doesn't need a license, just a love for animals. And that comes natural for her. Sue took us into the woods to release a squirrel that's finally ready to go back home. And with a helping hand, one squirrel saved just another day for this animal-loving average person.
Nice to see them, you know, happy and you know, you saw her, she's like, oh, what do I do? Oh, do I go? Do I stay? Oh, it's a tree, finally I'm free.
Kevin Aries, Q30 News.
You know, some of them really need to be brought down.
A grieving father lights a candle in memory of a life lost. His son, Robert Scott Bennett, was gunned down and killed here last winter. Now the only thing that marks Robert's last steps is the one thing the city is trying to take down.
Once the memorial is erected, they will have 7 days to go and apply for the permit. There's no charge for the permit. And at that time, once the permit is filed, they will have 30 additional days for the existence of the memorial.
It's an ordinance that Doug Bethia says he'll fight, and he'll do it for his son. He wants city officials to know exactly what they're taking away. It's the one place on earth Doug just can't let go.
My baby died right there, and I'm never going to see him again. He's sitting up there talking about a memorial. A few candles, a few teddy bears, that ain't hurting nothing.
But according to city officials, memorials like these have had a lot more than just some candles and teddy bears.
There are liquor bottles all over the place. There are candles that are left. There's trash. There's partying going on. Loud music being played. No respect for the people who live in that particular area.
While other mourners may not be so considerate, Doug says his memorial doesn't create a mess.
The teddy bears is wet, soaking wet. I pick them up and I replace them.
We need to give people a certain amount of time to mourn, but we also need to allow the neighborhood to get back to a normal way of life and move on.
To have our aldermen, our public officials sit here and want to say, you can't mourn, and we're going to give you 30 days? 30 days?
The Board of Aldermen will vote on December 17th. If they approve, Doug and others will have to take down their memorials. But Doug says this one's here to stay. I'm Kevin Aries, QNN. How many times have you settled an argument doing this? Rock, paper, scissors? Well, maybe those days of third grade recess are behind you, but if it's not, there's a national, even an international competition out there for you. And like this local college student you're about to meet, it could give you that 15 minutes of fame you've been looking for.
Rock beats scissors, scissors cut paper, and paper covers rock.
The rules are simple, but for Sean Sears of Chicopee, it made him a national champion and put $50,000 in his pocket.
Actually, I'd say it's more skill than luck. I always focus on their hands and see if I can find a little thing maybe that they'll do with their hand that will give it away.
This was no lifelong passion. Sean learned to do this for the first time at a bar in Chicopee this year.
A couple of us decided that, oh, why not enter?
One regional match later, and Sean was on his way to Vegas.
How do you really train for something like this, really, you know?
Especially when your competitors are, well, somewhat different.
There was this one girl dressed up as a bumblebee. Santa Claus was there.
So if Sean can beat Santa, I couldn't help but wonder, could he beat me? Well, let's just say yes, again and again, but finally...
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, you won.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just won. Who am I kidding? I had him the whole time. All right, well, we certainly wish him the best of luck because Sean's next big event, that's in August. That's where he'll be competing at the International Championships in Beijing. I'm Kevin Aries, Fox 25 News.
You don't see things like this every day across the street from your house.
Fontaine Chambers was just sitting on the porch with her mom when she saw this.
I was shocked, actually, because I wasn't expecting it.
What she saw was nearly 100 people performing yoga in Edgewood Park, right across the street from her New Haven home. The event is called Yoga for Peace, and it's the first of its kind to take place in New Haven.
Well, the atmosphere is very calm. There's people that are very happy and relaxed to be here.
Relaxing and peaceful, yes, but these acts of stretching are reaching out to more than what meets the eye.
The aspect of it being a political event is important to me.
Those gathered are here to send a message that began with the September 11th attacks, which they say sent the world upside down.
The relationship of peace to the current involvement in Iraq.
Events like this is the correct response to open up to world peace, love, and calmness.
It's a different way to protest the war in Iraq, but as Fontaine will tell us,
It's always good to try something new that you ain't never do before.
and so you might as well join in. Now, I spoke to the organizers of this event today, and they say they're very pleased with the turnout. And as far as next year, well, they certainly hope to be here again. I'm Kevin Aries in Edgewood Park in New Haven, QNN. Today, gay couples across the state are rejoicing. Yesterday, over 50 same-sex couples said, "I do," the words that many gay couples have been waiting to say for a lifetime. All right, thanks, Ryan. Well, from heating costs and now to casinos, you know money is tight nationwide, and the evidence is all in the numbers. All right, well, as if there wasn't enough evidence of the struggling economy, more is coming out. Applications for unemployment benefits are the highest they've been in the U.S. since after 9/11. I hope you find the lucky lady. I'm not even thinking about Halloween because the weather has been so nice lately. It doesn't even seem like that time of year, but I guess it is. Mike, do you have any more information on that for me, bud?
Well, I do.
Tony, I'm impressed you recovered from that situation.
I really did.
I'm also impressed that you called it cold because I thought it was freezing. I don't think cold described it. Tom, what did you think?
Well, the freezing.
Have you been keeping up with the presidential election and especially the recent debate between Sarah Palin and Joe Biden? What are your thoughts so far?
Well, I would say I go by the Quinnipiac Polling Institute.